Counsel, you may call the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Commissioners, I call Mr. Ahmad S. Cham. Mr. Fatojo, who was testifying, has not completed, but we understand he has traveled.
Sorry, yes, you may announce your representation. Till the 22nd.
Sir, it's the Quran. You can read after me, sir.
I swear by the Almighty Allah.
I swear by the Almighty Allah.
That the evidence I shall give to this commission.
That the evidence I shall give to this commission.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me Allah.
So help me Allah.
You can wait for the instructions, sir.
What are your names, please?
My name is Ahmad Cham.
Where do you live, Mr. Cham?
Banjulundi.
You work at NAWEC?
Yes.
What position do you hold?
I'm the finance director.
You're the finance?
Director.
How long have you been finance director?
Since April 2015.
The exhibit SC86 from NAWEC indicates that you are finance director from 9th September 2014.
Yes.
9th September.
I was acting.
You were acting?
Yeah.
From 9th September 2014, and then you were confirmed?
Yes.
In 2015. Please sit down. How long have you worked for NAWEC?
I started NAWEC in November 1998. 19 years.
19 years. And all that time you've been in the finance department?
Yes.
When did you become a manager in the finance department?
2007.
From 2007. What position did you hold when you became manager?
I was the management accountant.
Okay. Tell us from 2007 which managerial positions you held until you became finance director.
2007, I was the management accountant up to 2012. Then I was appointed as the project accountant. Then January 2013, I was the financial accountant. January 2014, 2013 up to December. Then in 2014, September, I was acting finance director.
Okay.
Then confirmed in April 2015.
When you were appointed project accountant, what project was that?
We have different projects, the water project.
Or all projects?
All projects, yeah.
All projects?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any projects relating to Global Trading Group or Global Electric Group?
We have the Gunjur water supply project and the Kotu Ring water supply project.
The Gunjur water supply and the?
Kotu Ring.
Kotu?
Kotu Ring.
Kotu Ring?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get the second one.
R-I-N-G.
The Kotu Ring?
Yes.
What is the Kotu Ring?
It's the rehabilitation of the water supply within Kotu area.
Which company was carrying this out? The contractor?
We have different contractors. I think there were 3. Maybe we'll give you the list later.
Yes, you can give 3. It's not many. You can give me the 3.
I cannot remember.
You cannot remember. But both were water projects.
Yes.
There were other projects that you handled?
Yes, we have the energy development project.
Okay, I would like you to provide a list of the projects
Okay.
during the time you were project manager, just for the record. Now what we would like you to assist the Commission with today is in relation to the NAWEC bond. The evidence before this Commission shows that NAWEC entered into or issued bonds which were guaranteed by the government of the Gambia to various banks in relation to loans that were accumulated and owing apparently to Euro-Africa Group and sister companies. Is this correct?
Yes.
And the figure I have from the records, it's $1,821,417,747.
That's correct.
That is correct.
Yes.
Right. NAWEC has provided this folder of documents, which I'm going to give to you, so that you can explain to the Commission as comprehensively as possible how this situation came about and what led to the issue of a bond of this magnitude by NAWEC in order to settle its liabilities.
Okay.
Could you hand over this file to the witnesses? I'm giving you the file back so that you can refer to the documents in the file during your narrative.
Okay, in 2014, NAWEC owed Global Trading Group and Euro-Africa $64.2 million US. NAWEC also owed commercial banks 347.
Sorry, you're dealing with figures, so just 64 million?
Okay. 64,212,287.89 US dollars.
This was owed, you said, to Euro-Africa Group.
As at December 31st, 2014.
Right.
Okay, NAWEC also owe commercial banks, that is EcoBank, Basic, Access.
Give the full names of the banks, please.
EcoBank, Basic Bank, Access.
What is Basic
no, Access,
Bank?
we didn't owe Access, sorry. It was 0. GT Bank, we owe GT Bank.
Access is banks, Basic Bank is Bank Sahel?
Bank Sahel, yes.
Oh, yes, okay.
Point of correction, we do not owe Access.
You did not owe Access Bank?
Yeah. We also owe Trust Bank Limited, So the total was $347,532,966.
Do you have the figures owed to each bank? Do you have the figures owed to each bank, each of the banks?
Yes, we have it, yes.
Yes, can you, for the record, tell us the figures owed to each of these banks?
We owe EcoBank $29,314,891. Bank Sahel, $26,685,307. GT Bank, Guaranteed Trust, $801,962. Trust Bank Limited, $251,730,806. So the total was $347,532,966. That's what NAWEC owed to commercial banks. So various consultation meetings were done at Ministry of Finance together with commercial banks and Central Bank of the Gambia. And a bond was signed in March 2015 to resolve the issue by offsetting what NAWEC owed to commercial banks and what Euro-Africa owe to commercial banks. After the offset,
sorry, before you go to the offset, whose idea was it? Do you know whose idea was it that NAWEC should issue bonds structured in the manner you have indicated?
Actually, I don't know whose idea. We were just called for a meeting at Ministry of Finance.
Okay. Who attended that meeting?
I attended one or two occasions with the managing director.
What were the meetings called for?
It was called to reshuffle because it was realized that Euro-African owe commercial banks, and then it was affecting the banking sector. So the idea came up that we should swift offset in between commercial banks and Euro-Africa and NAWEC, because we all owe each other.
But you don't know the genesis of the idea. What was the who?
The idea was to restructure.
Sorry, Council. I think the term offset is misleading. You mean restructuring?
To restructure, yes.
Yeah.
It was to restructure.
Well, first transfer it from the banks to NAWEC, from Euro-African to NAWEC, and then to term it out in a restructuring.
Yes.
So the debt was still there. There was no offset.
Yeah, it was to restructure the debt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just for the records.
To restructure the debts between NAWEC and Euro-Africa Group.
And commercial bank. Because Euro-Africa also owe commercial banks. So the liability was transferred to NAWEC.
Okay. So you agree that's a restructuring, even though you did not owe the banks, the commercial banks, in relation to Euro-Africa Group?
Can you repeat the question?
You say you agree with Commissioner that it was a restructuring.
Yes.
But this was not just about the debt between you and Euro-Africa Group. It was between the banks and Euro-Africa Group.
Yes.
Okay. All right. It will be clear as you proceed.
Quite easy. In addition to what they owed, Eagles was added. Okay. So now they took the full debt of the company and it was now between NAWEC and the commercial banks.
So Eagle's debt was assigned to NAWEC?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll proceed.
Yes. But he didn't clarify whose idea it was.
He said
you attended the meeting, but you didn't know whose idea it was. Was it the Minister of Finance or the Governor of the Central Bank?
I cannot remember. It could be some of these IMF meetings and World Bank, but the idea came at the Minister of Finance. But I don't know from whom.
Thank you.
What role did Central Bank play? They were in these meetings?
Central Bank was the facilitator.
All right. So the meetings that you attended, obviously you're talking about meetings, so there was more than one meeting. There was more than one meeting.
Yes.
There were several meetings.
I attended 2, I think.
What were the purpose of those 2 meetings? Was there any negotiation?
Because Central Bank wrote to commercial banks, and the commercial banks responded that they wanted the US dollar to be exchanged at $55 to the dollar, and then NAWEC rejected that. NAWEC proposed $48 to the dollar. This was communicated to the banks by Central Bank of the Gambia, and then we finally resolved it and agreed at $48 to the dollar.
Okay, so the meetings were about the exchange rate that would be applied?
And the reconciliation. Yes.
The reconciliation?
Yes.
What about the reconciliation?
To reconcile what NAWEC owed commercial banks and what Euro-Africa owed commercial banks.
Not what NAWEC owed Euro-Africa?
That one was also part of it, yeah.
All right, go on.
Okay, when the bond was signed, NAWEC used the figures available to do the swap. So there was a balance of 24 million US dollars after the offset.
Right, you'll have to take us to the figures again. Now, let's go back to the bond. You said following those meetings, a bond was signed, a bond was issued by NAWEC.
Yes.
Do you have the bond? Do you have the bond?
Yeah, we have the bond here.
Yes, give us the date of the bond. I'm sorry,
we had 3 types of, the first one was in March,
okay.
March 12, 2015.
Do you have it there?
No, this is the Standard Chartered one.
All right, I think this might be the document. Can you give him this document? It was a bond dated March 12, 2015?
Yes. Yeah, this was the first one.
Who were the parties?
The parties were EcoBank, BISIC, Guaranty Trust, and Trust Bank.
Now, in that document, I think I see Access Bank. Can you look at the first page? The first page, top paragraph. The first page.
The first page.
Of the agreement. The parties are right at the top. This agreement is made between, this bond is made between, right at the top. The banks are listed. Can you tell us the banks that are listed? At the top of the agreement, Mr. Cham.
The bondholders will express Trust Bank Limited, Guaranty Trust, and BISIC. There is no access here.
Can I have a look at the document? There's a definition, it's actually on page 4, just so that you can explain. Give it back to him. The definition of bond holders. It says refers to BISIC, Gambia Limited, Guarantee Trust Bank Gambia Limited, Trust Bank Limited, Eco Bank Limited, and Access Bank PLC. I'd just like you to clarify that if access was not owed.
Okay, maybe Euro Africa owe access. That is why I don't have it here.
I see. So it's correct that the definition of bondholders included access?
Yeah, it includes access, okay. Yes, definitely.
So the bond was guaranteed?
It was guaranteed by central government of the Gambia.
So what are the terms of the bonds for the record? You can just explain to the commissioners.
Okay, the terms of the bond is for NAWEC to take over the liability of what Euro Africa owe to commercial banks, and also to pay what NAWEC owe to the commercial banks.
So how much did Euro Africa Group owe commercial banks?
About $38 million US. But
is it
according to they owe dollars and dollars.
Was it stated in the bond? Or they scheduled to the bond?
Okay, let's see. According to the bond, there is $1.7 million.
1.7
billion, $1.7 billion. 1,798,770.
1 billion.
1 billion.
798
million. 717,533.
You're looking at a separate document, Mr. Cham.
Yeah, I was looking at because the document in the bond is on different parts. It's not summarized.
It's not summarized.
So I just took the summary of what was in the bond and put it in my notes.
So what you're explaining is the amount. So when you talk about 1.821 billion, 417,747 in the bond,
yeah,
you're saying this comprises this 1.798 billion that Euro Africa Group owed
to
the bank, to commercial banks.
Yeah.
What is the difference? There's a difference. There's a difference between this figure and the figure you have given us as owing by Euro Africa Group to the commercial banks.
Are you looking at the first bond? The first bond,
yeah, the first bond.
Standard Chartered was not part of it. Maybe that was the difference.
That's the first one I have given you, which is the agreement that you are referring to. It refers to a bond in the, I think in the third page. If you look at the third page, it refers to the amount that a bond would be issued in the sum of 1.821 billion.
Yeah, that is the without Standard Chartered. That is 1.8 billion.
Yes.
Standard Chartered was a separate agreement.
I understand, but what the figure you have given us now as the figure owed by Euro Africa Group to commercial banks is 1.7 billion instead of 1.8 billion. I want to understand the difference.
Okay, the difference is the 340 million that Euro Africa owed to Standard Chartered. It's included in the 1.7.
It's included in the 1.8 or the 1.7?
1.7. I was giving a summary of the bond. So
yes. Maybe you don't understand what I'm trying to explain. If you look at the agreement, the figure mentioned is 1.8 billion.
Yes. It's 1.8, yes.
Yes. That is the value of the bond, yes, that NAWEC was to issue.
Yeah.
Now, the figure that you have given us for Euro Africa Group as what Euro Africa Group owed to the commercial banks is 1.798 billion. I want you to relate that figure to the first figure and explain the difference, if any.
Yeah, that's what I said. The difference is what they owe to Standard Chartered.
Okay.
So you just minus 340 million from the 1.7.
You add it or you minus it?
You minus it.
If you minus it, you get an even lesser figure. What does the 1.8 billion constitute? Let's forget about what does the 1.8 billion in the first agreement constitute?
The 1.8 is what Euro-Africa owe to commercial banks without Standard Chartered.
Without Standard Chartered?
Yes. And what NAWEC owe to Euro-Africa. Sorry, what NAWEC owe to commercial banks.
Say that again. The 1.8 billion
is what NAWEC owe to commercial banks. That is 347 billion, plus what Euro-Africa owe to commercial banks.
The 1.7. Okay. Now it's beginning to make sense. One has to do the addition. All right. And it was guaranteed by central government.
Yes.
So this amount was payable by NAWEC over what period?
Over five years.
There an interest rate?
60 months at 15%.
At 15%. Okay. That's why it's referred to a 15% NAWEC secured bond.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So Standard Chartered Bank did not sign that first agreement. We'll take the documents from you shortly. Just put it aside. Okay. Standard Chartered Bank did not sign that agreement. As at this time, did Standard Chartered Bank did Euro-Africa Group, owe Standard Chartered Bank? Standard Chartered Bank did not sign that agreement.
They did not sign, yes.
Yes.
They signed in the second agreement, that is in November.
Why did they not sign the first agreement? Is there any reason?
I wouldn't know.
You don't know?
Why they didn't sign.
Okay. So, we'll carry on. So after this agreement was signed, what happened?
The bond was issued, and NAWEC opened an escrow account with Central Bank, and we were depositing funds at Central Bank every month, and then Central Bank will transfer the funds to the various banks according to their quota of the bond.
Okay.
Every quarter.
All right. Now, you were referring to your own internal work that you did after the bond was signed.
Yes.
Do you have any documents to tell us how you came up with the figures as owing?
Okay, our own calculation was to do the offset after the bond was signed, because we owe Euro-Africa 64.2 million US dollars. So we took out whatever was in the bond that they should have paid to commercial banks. And we also got a letter from Minister of Finance that Euro-Africa owe Total International 24.1 million.
No, let's clarify the first point first. You said you owed Euro-Africa Group $64,212,000 all.
Yes.
That's what you owed Euro-Africa Group. Now, you were explaining about the exercise that you did after the bond was issued.
Yes.
Are you saying that the bond of 1.8 billion did not cover the entire sum that was owed?
No, it didn't cover it.
It didn't cover the entire sum. Okay. What part did it cover and what was outstanding?
It covered, the calculation we did included the Total International.
It included?
It included what Euro-Africa owed to Total. We took everything as one and calculated, and there was a difference of $2 million.
You'll need to explain so we understand. You were talking about debts owed to commercial banks by Euro-Africa Group and by NAWEC.
Yes.
Now, tell us about the outstanding. You said it was not sufficient to cover what you owed Euro-Africa Group.
Yeah, after the offsetting, the balance was $26 million.
You still owe $26 million.
Yes.
Okay, so basically you're saying that what was part of the offset was about 38 million.
Yes.
$38 million.
Yes.
Okay. You still owe 20.
Sorry. I want to understand. You keep saying offset. I will say set off. After this, what was set off against what? Or you can use your own phrase. What was offset against what?
What Euro-Africa owed to commercial banks was used to set off against what NAWEC owed to Euro-Africa. In other words, Euro-Africa owe commercial banks $38 million US. NAWEC owe Euro-Africa $64.2 million. So the 38 was used to set off against the 64. Then you have a balance of 26.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So there was 26.
26 million, yes.
How was that treated?
So the 26, we got a letter from Minister of Finance that Euro-Africa owed Total International $24.1 million US. So we used that figure also to set it off against what we owe.
Do you have that letter?
Yeah, we have the letter here.
Give us the date of the letter and add it to the bundle.
April 2015. Signed by the Permanent Secretary, Abdullah Jallo.
From Ministry of Finance?
From Minister of Finance, and it was addressed to the Governor of Central Bank. In other words, government had an agreement with Total International, and government paid on behalf of NAWEC, and then NAWEC used that 24 to offset against Euro-Africa, or to set off, if I may use this word.
Okay. So government had settled the debt owed to Total?
Yes.
By Euro-Africa Group?
Yes, but there was a discount. Government negotiated and they had a discount of 6 million. And then NAWEC owed government the 18 million.
But the discount did not affect what was paid, what was set off with
Euro-Africa. No, the discount was not used.
All right. Thank you. Could you add the document to the... So can you repeat the figure that Euro-Africa Group owed to Total, which government took responsible for?
It's 24,188,951.05 US.
So this figure was deducted from the 26 million that you said
Yes.
NAWEC still owed Euro-Africa Group.
Yes.
And then there was a balance of how much?
There was a balance of 2 million. Sorry. There was a balance of 2,087,731.70 US.
So how did you deal with this figure?
So this figure we agreed, we used the central bank rate at the time at $41.5 to the dollar. And then we gave them post-dated checks for 24 months.
Post-dated checks for 24 months?
Yes.
So this figure is now paid?
It's fully paid as of December 2017.
We would like you to provide a schedule. Is a schedule there, schedule of payments?
Of the bond or?
The schedule of this 2.087 million and how it was paid off.
I don't have the schedule.
Yeah, if you can provide it for the record.
Okay.
All right. Can you add the bond? Do you have the documents relating to Total? What document do you have relating to the Total debt?
Yeah, I have it here.
Can you tell us what the document is? Identify it for the record.
It's a debt restructuring deed and deed of guarantee between Total International or TUTSA Total Oil Trading and Government of the Republic of the Gambia and Central Bank of the Gambia.
What's the date?
27 February 2015.
Okay, could add it to the bundle, please. All right, now that leaves us with Standard Chartered Bank. Can you tell us what about Standard Chartered Bank? Debt?
Standard Chartered Bank claimed that Euro Africa owed them $8 million US, and it was translated to Dalasi at $340 million. $340 million.
Okay.
So this $340 million was also a separate bond of its own, guaranteed by Central Government of the Gambia.
When was this? You have a document?
It was signed in November 2015, 10 November 2015.
Is that what is called the revised one?
No, this is not the revised. This is the first one for...
This is the first one.
Yeah. It was
10 November 2015.
2015.
So how was it dealt with?
It was also 5 years, from November 2015 to 2020.
That's a separate liability from the amount of 1.8 billion in the bond.
Yes.
In the first one.
If you add this 340 to the first one, that's why we gave a summary of the bond at 2.1 billion.
So the total bond amount becomes 2 point?
For the two, was 2 billion 146 million 250,000 $500. That was the total for the two bonds.
Okay, can you give us the date of the bond? You have 10 November 2001.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Can you add it to the bundle? So basically, let me just ask you one question relating to the Tolster debt, which you said was paid by government, which did not form part of, it didn't form part of the bond.
No.
Okay. Is it a debt that NAWEC owes to government?
No.
It's not a debt NAWEC owed to government?
Yes, it's a debt. It's a debt NAWEC owes to government because it was paid
on your behalf.
On our behalf, yeah.
What was NAWEC's connection to the debt owed by Euro Africa to Total? Why should NAWEC be responsible for it?
NAWEC is not responsible. The figure was just used to set off against the 64 million.
Okay. All right. So government set it off and you were able to at least get a breathing space, I suppose.
Exactly.
Have you paid off government?
No, NAWEC have not paid government yet.
Are you in the process of paying government?
We are not in a position to pay now due to the financial constraints.
Well, it's a debt on your books as owing to government.
Yes.
Okay. Just to summarize, you owed the banks, well, you've been paying, so I presume that it has reduced.
Yes.
$2,146,250,500.
Yes.
In relation to debts you owed Euro Africa Group and debt you owed the banks.
Correct.
Now, of this total figure of 2,146,000, could you repeat again the actual amount that NAWEC owed the banks, so that we know precisely how much was owed or was accepted as owed to Euro Africa Group? Do you understand my question?
What NAWEC owed to commercial banks?
Yes. Of this 2.146 billion, what part of it did you owe the commercial banks directly?
347,532,966.
Okay, that's the original figure. Okay. Can you put the documents together? Now the crux, I think, of the issue before this commission is the composition of the amount NAWEC accepted as owing to Euro-Africa Group.
Yes.
We would like details of how you came to accept this as a liability that NAWEC owed to Euro-Africa Group. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Do you have any document there?
We have the breakdown of the 64. Sorry. That is heavy fuel. NAWEC owe heavy fuel 24,478,460.57 US dollars as heavy fuel.
Okay, you finish, then you will explain what you mean by heavy. These are heavy fuel supplies.
Heavy fuel supplied by Euro-Africa.
Euro-Africa to NAWEC.
Yeah.
479,460 United States dollars.
478.
478. 460.
60.57.
United States dollars.
Yes. And then IPP, that is energy charged by Euro-Africa, or GEG, Global Electrical Group, 28,909,827.32 US dollars.
Repeat the figure.
28,909,827.32 US dollars.
When you say energy charge, is it limited to energy charge, or is it energy charge and capacity charge?
Energy charge only.
Only energy charge, okay.
Yeah. And there was a capacity charge of 10,824,000 US dollars.
Repeat the figure.
10,824,000 US dollars.
834.
24.
24. Okay.
So the total of the three is 64,212,287.89 US dollars.
Repeat the figure.
The total?
Yes.
The total NAWEC owed to Euro-Africa and GEG is 64,212,287.89 US dollars.
What documents are you looking at?
Excuse me?
What document are you looking at?
I'm looking at my own document. The one part of the SCB.
The one that was used.
That was given to me.
Could you add it to the bundle as well? Is there any other document relating to this bond? The bonds, it's more than one. The bond issued in respect of Standard Chartered Bank, and the bond issued in respect of the other 4 banks.
Yeah, there was a revised one in July 2017. The bond, the total of the two was revised in July 2017 to a 7-year bond instead of 5 years.
In July 2017? Yes. There is a document?
That's the document.
That's the revised bond?
Yes.
Give us the specific date of it. You have the specific date? It should be at the beginning of the bond.
29 August 2017.
Who signed the revised bond? Which institutions?
It was signed by the bondholders, that is...
Who were the parties? Let me say, who are the parties?
Bank Sahelo, that is Basic Bank, Eco Bank, Guarantee Trust Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, Trust Bank, and Access Bank.
The term of the two original bonds you said were extended to 7 years.
Yes.
Instead of, is there anything else that is material that you would like to bring to the attention of the Commission in relation to that document, the revised bond?
No, there is nothing.
It was just a question of extending the time.
Yes.
Why was it necessary to extend the time?
Because of the financial situation of NAWEC, NAWEC could not pay the original agreement. So it was revised to 7 years, so the amount was reduced.
Could not pay to both, on both documents?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Could you add it to the bundle as well?
So in 2017, it was still left at 15%. What's the new?
It was reduced to 12%.
12.
That is material, Mr.
Yes,
Chan.
that's a 3%
Reduction.
reduction, yeah?
Yeah.
12%.
12%, yes.
Thank you.
The balance was $1.6 billion.
At the time?
At the time.
When you consolidate the two?
Yeah.
When you consolidate the two bonds?
Yes.
Can you just confirm and give us the precise figure?
The balance at the time, that is 29 August 2017, was $1,686,000,000.
636.
1686.
86.
Yes.
Okay.
444,749. Gambian dollars.
So as at 29 August 2017,
Yes.
this was the amount owing.
Yeah.
So it was extended to 7 years.
7 years.
At
Yeah.
12% interest.
At 12%.
NAWEC has been paying.
No, NAWEC has not been paying.
You've defaulted again.
NAWEC defaulted. But government is paying as the guarantor.
Did you pay any part of it?
Excuse me?
What is the amount outstanding?
That's the figure I gave you.
No, for NAWEC. You have not been paying, you said. Government has been paying. So as at the time you stopped paying, how much was owing?
That was 1.6 billion.
So since the bond was revised, you have not paid?
We have not been paying, yeah.
All right. Is there any other document?
The only document we have here is the balance of the bond. That is the $2 million US. That was also already mentioned.
Yes, that you've been paying. You said you've been paying that after you entered.
That is fully
you paid
paid.
off. You've paid it off.
It's fully paid.
Yeah, just add it for the record. Okay, can you collect the folder? Mr. Cham,
Yes.
we will. What we would like, I'm going to apply to have these documents admitted, but when you come back, what we would like you to provide is a summarized details, because we know that there are numerous files concerning this. Summarized details of the different figures that you have mentioned owing on these three different areas. That's heavy fuel and the IPP. Well, it's two actually. Heavy fuel and the IPP.
And capacity.
IPP comprises two, energy and capacity charge.
Yes.
How these were calculated, how you arrived at those figures. Do you understand? You need the detailed breakdown of all the debts owed Two things.
It was submitted to the investigators.
That's fine, but we need to now submit it to the Commission, and you are the Finance Director of NAWEC, you are the one who should submit it.
Okay.
But we want a summary
Okay.
of the figures that make up the 24 million for heavy fuel, the figures that make up the 28 million for energy charge, and 10 million for capacity charge. Do you understand?
I think I have it here.
Okay, if you have them, that's fine. I'll take the summary, and then we'll take the details for all the files from you regarding these that were reviewed by the auditors or the FTI. Okay, let's start with heavy fuel. We have a document summarizing all the invoices that make up this debt.
Yes.
Mr. Cham, do you have it?
Yeah, I have it, yes.
Yes.
Heavy fuel is 24 million.
478,460.57. That's the figure you gave us.
Yes.
Now the invoices that make up this figure, the outstanding invoices that make up this figure, do you have a list of them?
The outstanding invoices.
That make up this figure of 24 million.
Yeah, that's what we have indeed.
That's the document that you have.
That's the reconciliation we did between Euro-Africa and NAWEC.
You have a document to
Yes.
that effect. Okay, let's have it. Okay, just put it aside. Now this, how far back does the debt, the invoices go? Give us the first and the last.
For the capacity was,
No, we're talking about heavy fuel.
okay, heavy fuel. It was in January 2008. From January 2008 up to August 2014.
Outstanding invoices.
Outstanding invoices and payment. It's a reconciliation, it's a detailed reconciliation of the invoices and then the payments.
All right. They are all together. What about the energy charge and the capacity charge? They all constitute part of that document.
Yes.
Okay, tell us the invoices, how far, what was the first and the last?
The energy charge started in April 2010.
April 2010.
Yes. Up to August 2014.
Capacity charge?
Capacity was June 2010 to August 2011.
All right, thank you. I'll add this to the bundle that we're tendering today. Could you collect the document, please?
I may need a copy because this is my copy. It was provided today.
We'll make a photocopy. Who prepared that document? Mr. Cham, who prepared that document?
I prepared with the Euro-African group.
You sat together and developed it?
Or
they submitted outstanding invoices and you checked them out?
They submitted it and then we have our own reconciliation and the figures tied. And then we signed for it. This is part of it, sorry. This is part of the last page. The last page. It's the last page.
Now, did you do a similar exercise with the debt from the banks, or you were given a figure by the central bank?
We were given a figure by the central bank.
You didn't do any due diligence?
We didn't do that, no.
Sorry, you said you did not do any, you didn't really confirm the debts owed to the banks. You relied on the figure central bank gave you.
We had our own reconciliation with the banks, but not with what GEG owed to commercial banks. You know, the bond is 3 parts. What NAWEC
I understand. I'm just trying to process that. So GEG claimed, or the commercial banks claimed GEG owed them a certain figure, which was given to central bank. And you accepted this figure as owing. That's what you're saying, without asking for proof that that figure was owing.
Okay, for us, that was not very necessary because we still owe them more than what they owe the banks. It was not very important. We just use their figure to offset, to set off what we owe them.
Okay. All right. Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted various agreements and documents relating to bonds issued by NAWEC to commercial banks in relation to debts owed by NAWEC to Euro-Africa Group and related companies. That's Euro-Africa Group, Gambia Electrical, Global Electric Group, Euro-Africa Group, and Global Trading Group.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Counter, maybe you should take a look at this bond. It seems to me that there is a jump from page 10 to page 15.
That's
which
missing.
means, I would believe, that 4 pages are probably missing. Starting from there, right? Starting from there, right?
Indeed, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chan, I'm going to give you this one. There are pages missing from it. From page 10 to page 10 to 15, we have pages missing. That's 3 pages, 4 pages. Can you give it back to him? Can you check whether you have another copy? The revised bond agreement. It's dated 29 August 2017. After page 10, we have page 15.
Yeah, I have. And this is the correct.
Do you have another copy? This is complete?
Yeah, that's complete, yeah.
But there is no schedule attached. Can you give it back to him? There is no attachment.
You can take this one. This one has a schedule.
Yes, let's have the schedule. Give me both documents. I'll take what is missing. Can you look at this table which says list of the excluded post-dated checks from the reconciliation as at 27 August 2014? It's in this document, but it's not in the other one. Can you check, does it form part of the document? Show it to him.
This is not part of the bond.
Shouldn't be part of
It
it.
shouldn't be part of it, yeah.
What is that document about?
This is for the reconciliation.
Reconciliation of what?
Of the heavy fuel and energy charge.
Post-dated checks relating
It's
to?
post-dated checks.
Relating to what?
Relating to IPP, heavy fuel. Yeah. The
It
two
was wrongly-
items,
it
heavy
was
fuel
wrongly-
and energy charge.
Was wrongly included in that document.
No, it's not. It shouldn't be included in the bond.
Although it's an important document, so can you detach it, please? Mr. Chairman, I have what the witness says is a complete copy of the bond.
You want me to detach it or?
Yes, please, for that one. I'll come back to you on that. The attachment that you gave me, which is headed proposed 12% 7-year government bond, and the 2 copies is the same document, isn't it? Yeah, there are 2 copies of the same document. Did it form part of the bond when it was signed, or is it a schedule that you prepared?
This was prepared for reconciliation purposes.
No,
it's not part of the bond.
Sorry, I'm talking about this document. Can you look at this document, which is... Because it's not signed, did it form part of the bond, or was it prepared by your office?
This is a proposed 12% 7-year government bond. It may have come from Central Bank.
But it's in relation to the bond, but it was not part of the bond as signed.
Yes, in relation to the revised one.
In relation to the revised one. I'll just attach it. Just it's clear that it didn't form part of the document that was signed.
No.
Okay. Can you give it back to the Commission?
3 bond agreements between NAWEC as issuer, Government of the Gambia as guarantor, and select commercial banks, bondholders, respectively dated 12 March 2015, 5th November 2015, and 29th August 2017, to be marked respectively A, B, C. Admitted mark SC 91A. Correspondence between various parties, namely Ministry of Finance, Central Bank, NAWEC, and Eagle, re settlement of balance debt owed to Eagle by NAWEC, and proposed NAWEC bond for period 1st March 2015 to March 2016. Admitted mark SC 91B. Reconciliation of invoices between NAWEC and Eagle relating to IPP Energy, heavy fuel, and capacity charges. Admitted mark SC 91C.
Mr. Chairman, we have another witness.
Sorry, I believe it's not possible to go on with the...
Is that possible to?
To go on with the second witness today.
Is that possible?
Is it? I understand there is a witness to come
at 1
by way of Skype.
Video conference.
Or
yes.
video conference.
Yes.
Is that on?
Yes. He's waiting.
What time do you think?
Maybe if you take a break, 15 minutes and come back. He's available for 3 hours from 1.
I see.
20 minutes are already gone.
All right. How about this particular witness?
He will come back tomorrow. He's not finished. We go into the details from tomorrow.
Okay, so he'll come back tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, we come back. Right, come back. Very well, we'll rise for 30 minutes.